The location of our project is Bayside, which is in southeast Delaware. It's west of Lewis and Rehoboth Beach and Ocean City, Maryland. The area historically has been agricultural based, especially with a fairly large concentration of chicken production. For this project, they've taken a site and done a more clustered type development using new urbanist or traditional developments, standards. There'll be a central open space green. There'll be open space preserved around the perimeter, and there'll be some higher density development within the project.
The land uses depict typical planning type colors with residential and shades of brown, with the lightest colors being the lowest density and the darkest being the higher density. There's also some open space areas and some commercial and mixed use. We can use the transparency tool in Google Earth to start to see the underlying construction that's actually started to occur. So this is a project that is being built, and we could transition those together again so you can kind of see how the land use will lay on the landscape. The steps in the process are going to be using the Suitability wizard, which is a tool to find the best land for particular activities. We'll then use the land use designer. It helps us to assign land uses and develop the associated impacts. We use the sketch tool to paint those land uses, and we'll look at scenarios for different land use patterns. So here's some screenshots of some of the products that we're going to produce. Here we have a series of layers that represent different factors for the suitability analysis. We have the resulting analysis, which shows the darkest colors of red being the parcels most appropriate for higher density development. Lighter colors should be reserved or protected. Here's the land use designer and the different land uses that we're going to assign. There are associated impacts that come out of those. Then we start to paint the individual land uses and assign those land uses to each of the individual parcels. We'll do a simple suburban development, uniform land use over the entire land area, and we'll also do more of a village scenario, using the suitability analysis to guide it and trying to do a more clustered type of development. The goal is to have roughly the same number of dwelling units in both scenarios. Then we'll do the impact analysis that will compare the two scenarios, and we'll explore ways that we can adjust some of the multipliers for determining the impacts. We're using a pretty simple machine, only 2.1 gigahertz. We're using ArcGIS 10 and CommunityViz 4.4. These systems don't change too dramatically as we move into the newer versions, but the idea here is to demonstrate that you can do a fairly sophisticated planning analysis using fairly low-end, at least in terms of current technology tools. It's probably wise to note that some of these calculations for more complex projects may take more time, and obviously the buttons and whatever may change, the interface may change over time, but we haven't seen too significant a change with the products that we're demonstrating today.